Alright, welcome back. Let's have a look at stimulus. Now, one of the things that we did talk about was that I am looking at creating a more melodic, focused, let me just slightly, more melodic focused performance, right? Rather than just fast. I like to incorporate those moments because it's really challenging. But being melodic and soulful is also its own challenge. I would say it's the most difficult thing to perform on the guitar. Because you have to feel it, right? Anyone can play fast, right? Can be very clinical about it, but very few can play soulfully, can evoke emotion into the piece. And that's always my focus. And yes, we've added some cool bits and pieces here and there for entertainment, but the core focus for me is the soul of the piece, more so than any tricks and all this other stuff. So let me perform for what I have for you. Slight changes, and I think it helps the song develop much stronger. Okay, I'm gonna be careful with the ending. I don't feel that was necessary. I should have just left it. Alright, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. I think that's a great direction to go in. I also really like the... Still working on that part, trying to figure out what works, what is actually in key with the song. But I am pushing it. Jeez, I gotta cut my nails. Yeah. So that's off. And during the piece, that note just doesn't work. Now, one of the things I don't like doing is hitting every single, space correctly and sticking with the scale, right? That's just boredom at its finest. I don't like playing like that. If we hit a note that's not supposed to be there but works, then cool. I much prefer a passionate player rather than someone that hits every single note like perfectly and just stands there like a robot. I don't like that. That's not my preference. A lot of people do, and that's cool. I don't think that's the way to do it, but each to their own. Everyone has a particular style and way of performing. But for me, as I'm demonstrating before you, for me the most important is that soul, right? Where are we taking this and maintaining that? That to me has always been the driving factor. I think that demonstrates it well with that performance, where we are with the song. Really happy with how that's translated for you across. So just a slight change, but I need to really work on this. I can do it, I'm trying to do it with the pick. I can do it without it, like we've done with one of the dance guitar solos. Right, like that. That one's a really fucked up area. You know what? That's what I mean. But I'm trying to take it a step further and pick each individual note. Right? Instead of Albert Malmsteen, I can never get his first name, or Malmsteen, talks about this with Rick Beato, and he talked about the aspect of how he approaches picking, in particular in the sweeps, right? And it's, sweeping up and down. And he clarifies it's not sweeping up and down, right? It's individual picking up and down, up and down, up and down. Right, so we can go one way. Which is slightly easier, or we can do individual picking on each space. Right, so that's not individual picking. That is. So I like to use a combination, right, of slight tapping with individual picking. And for this formation, right, I'm trying to individually pick each one. Right, because this note, right, if you can hear it, it's the same. Right? So for me to try and avoid the same G note twice, I have to go, which sort of works but doesn't really work. But I like the stretch. It just makes it slightly confusing. Right? It doesn't sound as nice. Right? And when I'm sort of, trying to do it without individual picking. Right? It works, but I need more, right? So as you can tell, we are barely able to do it just with just like that, because it's an additional extension. The original version I did for I can't remember which one it was. Right, is easier, but now we're up in the ante, right? So we're going further. Right, but then on top of that, I am wanting to hit. That's not a bad exercise to do. I'm not gonna do that. That would be helpful. When you're doing sweeping, right, you're essentially just holding down 1, 2, 2, 2, and just going up and down, up and down. I've tried many times over the years to focus on doing that, and I get bored. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan. I don't see much benefit in me doing that in the guitar, because it's been done so many times, and so many fantastic guitar players out there who do it, and it's been done so many times that I don't really see it carrying any sort of weight for me to do as well. I'm always looking at things to do on the guitar that are a bit unorthodox, and if something doesn't excite me and I'm trying to force myself to do it, you know, it's never going to be as good as I want it to be. But for me, the individual picking idea that I just talked about with Malmsteen really excites me, because I love the way he attacks his arpeggio scales, and the ferocity of the speed that we can get to with something like that just will make it really fire. Right? And if you add a little bit of, a hammer on here and there, it only intensifies it. So that's sort of the direction of pushing that section into. The other parts I'm happy with, right? So. Oh, right, sorry, gang. I just put the timer on. So I'm cooking some food. So it's gonna be finished by now. Yeah, I'm just excited. I wanted to share this section with you a little more detail. But that's what I'm looking at doing. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, a little bit more. But the other section I feel now in a good place. Hopefully, I don't not see any areas. I feel that it's whole now, the piece, which is good. And I'm able now to find a space to add more melodic stuff into it. And the corporation here of like that. And that kind of stuff is really cool for me. And then as we go up, alright, so what else? Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that performance. Now I need to really just start fine-tuning it, and then I'm happy to keep it experimental. So each time slightly different. Doesn't have to be exactly 100%. That's what we're playing, but the core there I feel is there. And I like the placement of things now, where things are structured. And now I'm just going to really hone in on practicing those particular parts and getting it to where I want it to be. Yeah. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me for the update for Stimulus. Hope you like the direction that we're taking that piece in. And I will catch you next time. Just sort of for information, I know that I can be a bit, I feel a bit strong, maybe perhaps my point of view or something like that. I'm just quite passionate about certain areas and perspectives I take on music. It's not me being harsh on anyone in particular or anything like that. It's just my way of preferring to play. If you are someone who likes the sweeping up and down and try it, then give it a shot. But always try to move in the direction where you're offering something new in the space, right? Polyphonic, for example, is a good is someone that I feel doing something fresh in space, right? Doing a collaboration with sweeping, with tapping, with the hammer-ons, blending, different things together. It creates a new space, right? And really freshens up what's happening in that space. And I feel that that's always something you want to be mindful of, right? It's cool to sort of go into that direction if you like it. Don't do it because for the hell of it, someone else is doing it, right? If you start practicing something and you really enjoy it, then go in that direction. If it's not really for you and it sort of works, but it's not really conducive to the style that you play, right? And the way you want to play it, then there's not really a point, if you don't even listen to that style and you don't really like it, then you don't really need it. That it shouldn't affect the ability that you play at or the way you play it, right? It's not going to make you a better guitarist just because you can do it, right? What will make you a better guitarist is playing soulfully and playing what you love and resonating that through. Because people can feel that. If you can do it, cool, but if it's very clinical, there's not much point to it. If you do it soulfully and incorporate different styles, then give it a crack. But just be mindful of that and try and push the space forward and try different things out. Okay? Alright, I'll catch you very, very soon. Alright? Much love to you all. I'll see you all then.